Hi, it's Darnell with Way Over Recipes, and today I'm going to be cooking up some fried chicken tenderloins in the Oster air fryer oven. And we're going to see how it does doing some from scratch air frying right now. Okay, so let's go over the ingredients that we have here. I have 10 fresh chicken tenderloins. I've got 2 large eggs and an ounce of water to use for my egg wash. I've also got some Montreal chicken seasoning that I'll be using to season the chicken before I do the breading, but the breading is going to be 1 ounce of Old Bay seasoning, 1 tablespoon of freshly cracked black pepper, 1 cup of all-purpose flour, and there's also 1 cup of yellow cornmeal in that bowl there. And so, as mentioned, I'm going to season this chicken before I do the breading because it just kind of helps to give a nice taste in the underbite of the chicken. And so just getting some seasoning across the top of things here. And before I contaminate my hand by touching chicken, I'm going to mix up my 2 large eggs here with my ounce of water. And that'll be my egg wash. So just getting those eggs stirred up and get the water stirred into the eggs. And of course, for your egg wash, if you want to do like a buttermilk egg wash or some other type, that's up to you. You could also soak your chicken in advance to make it a bit more. You could soak it in like a brine, and that would make your chicken a bit more even. I mean, it's moist. It's going to be moist already, but you want it even more moist and juicy, you could do like a brine. But we're going to go with this here. Now I've got one side of that already done. I'm also going to make my breading. I'm going to mix my dry ingredients to get my breading put together. And now that I've got my egg wash and my breading all together, I'll just flip these tenderloins over and get the other side of them seasoned, and then I'll be able to go right into putting them into the egg wash and the breading. So for that breading, you can of course use whatever mix of seasonings you prefer. I always like to put some Old Bay into the mix of my breading because it gives a nice little kick to it. And you are familiar with this channel know I'm going to probably find a way to throw Old Bay in probably everything, and I guess that's just from growing up in Baltimore where it's kind of a staple. But nothing in this video is sponsored. And so now I'm just going to start with wet hand, dry hand, since this is the one I was touching chicken with. This will be my wet hand, and the other one will be my dry. But get these egg washed, and so just one at a time, just get it in the egg wash. And you don't lose all the seasoning. You see I still got a good bit of seasoning on this piece of chicken. Despite running it through the egg wash, it's still pretty well seasoned. And so just get it into that breading and get the next one into the egg wash. And after breading it up real well with that breading, you want to make sure you're getting all those crevices when you're breading the chicken. After I do that, we just want to set each piece out here on the crisper tray. So I'm just going to go through doing the same with all of these. Okay, so we've got the chicken tenders all breaded, and so now I'm just going to use my cooking spray to basically moisten up the breading so that it has something to air fry well in. You don't have to use oil in air frying, but the breading that I use is a breading that you could even use in hot grease. And so having some oil on the exterior of the type of breading that I use helps to fry it up better in air frying. Now I'm aware of other types of breadings that folks use, the panko breadcrumbs and all that whatnot. That's not my preference. I prefer this, and so I go at it this way. And so just going to go ahead and spray both sides of these chicken tenderloins up really well with the cooking spray and try and make sure that I get them really well moistened, because if they're not, then there'll be like some white splotches and stuff where you'll be able to see anywhere that I didn't hit well with spray, because it'll be kind of a white blotch there. So now that I've done one side, flip them over and do the same on the opposite side of these chicken tenderloins, which I hope are going to taste real good. And now that I've flipped them, I've also tried to position them, squeezing some of the meat together and such, so that they have room for some decent airflow, because with air frying you want air to be able to flow around to, air fry really well. And so finish spraying up here. And with this cooker they recommend, well, basically they say all the time when you're air frying, you're always supposed to have the pan underneath, no matter what you're air frying. So I'm using their baking pan with the crisper basket in the pan. So just finishing up spraying there. Now that we've got things all sprayed up, going to open up the cooker here, put things on the middle rack level. So slide it right in there like so. Close up, and I'm going to turn to the air fry function. I'm going to up temperature to 425 degrees Fahrenheit. I'm going to drop the cooking time down to 20 minutes, and we'll see if it can do this in just 20 minutes cooking time, since things cook up pretty hot and fast in this cooker. And so I'm going to hit start with that, and going to basically just let things cook, and I'll bring you back if needed. Maybe we'll add 5 minutes, but if not, we'll just take it out with that and call it done. But we'll see how it does with 20 minutes. Okay, things have been cooking for just 18 minutes, but I didn't flip or anything, and sometimes things can get really hot on one side when you don't flip. One side might get overcooked or something, but this cooker has no pause, so I didn't want to try going in and flipping. But you can see my chicken is reading like 196, so the chicken is already really well done, and you can have a look at how it looks there. Let me turn this light on there. That looks pretty decent. And since I didn't flip, let's see how the other side looks. The other side looks pretty decent. I mean, there's a little bit of dry spot there, but turned out pretty good. It looks like without any flip, this chicken was air fried well on both sides. Look at that. That's pretty good on the opposite side of there. So no need to flip, even though you have the pan underneath. I think that's pretty nice. And just 18 minutes is like super fast for air frying chicken tenderloins. That is very good time. Very good cook. Now I'm getting the ones from out of the back. Look how well that one's cooked on the opposite side. That's pretty good. I'm impressed. 18 minutes. No preheat, by the way. No preheat. It just goes right into cooking. The cooker has no preheat. It obviously has no need for anything like a preheat, because it can knock things out without any waiting or delay. So pretty good job. I'm going to take this one right here and plate it, and we'll let this chicken cool down a little bit, since it's like over 200 degrees, or like near 200 degrees. It wasn't over, it's like 198. So it's pretty hot, but we'll do a taste test after it cools down just a little bit. Alright, so let's do a taste test of this chicken tenderloin here. Here we go. Alright, still very hot, so I was trying to eat and not burn my mouth while chewing. If you ever had that experience where you're trying to chew but not burn your mouth at the same time. So it's tender and juicy in there. The meat's very tender, very juicy, tastes very good. It was hard fried, so it's not like over fried, but it's a good fry. I mean, you could give these certainly to people who are used to deep frying, and they wouldn't know the difference. They think these were deep fried if they had them. I mean, they're fried. You don't even have to say how you did it, but they're fried. I mean, they're just like out of a deep fry, in my opinion. Turned out very nice. And so this cooker is just no joke. I mean, 18 minutes, no preheat, no need to flip. It's no joke. This cooker is the real deal when it comes to air frying. The real deal. So I'm impressed with it. And so, definitely looking forward to your comments in the video description. There'll be a referral link if you're interested in getting this. Pay the same price, help this channel. Also, other ways to help this channel are in the video description. With all that said, if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Share the video with a friend, leave your comments, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Also, you can find plenty of recipes, including this one, on my blog at superwaveovenrecipes.com. In the video description, there's also a direct link to a printable version of the recipe for this cook that you saw here in this video. And so with all that said, I wish you good eating.